Hello everybody, I welcome you all to NCAS Geology class. In my last class, I was discussing about the 20 possible space symmetry operators involving rotation and the symmetry operators involving reflection. And today I will discuss about two-dimensional motifs and lattices. Because before you understand the three-dimensional lattices, we should know what is two-dimensional lattices and how motifs are arranged in two dimensions to give rise to different types of structures. Let us start. Two-dimensional motifs and lattices. So, in order to study the symmetry of crystals in three dimensions, it is required to study such symmetry of crystals in two dimensions and then visualize the three-dimensional structure. What is plane point groups? The two-dimensional pattern or motif can be produced by repeated occurrence of motifs by various symmetry operations through long-range two-dimensional arrays. These arrays show one of the 10 plane point groups such as 1 axis 1-fold symmetry, 2-fold symmetry, 3-fold symmetry, 4-fold symmetry, 6-fold symmetry with a mirror plane involving 2-fold axis, with mirror planes involving 3-fold axis, with mirror planes involving 4-fold axis and 6-fold axis. So these are the 10 plane point groups which are possible in two dimensions, which involves rotation and which involves reflection over a plane. And these are described as one-fold axis of rotation, or we can it involves only translation and no axis of symmetry, we can say. Then two-fold axis of rotation, three-fold axis of rotation, four-fold axis of rotation, six-fold axis of rotation. So these are the arrangement of motifs in two dimensions that will speak about axis of two-fold symmetry, three-fold symmetry, four-fold symmetry and six-fold symmetry, and the arrangement in such a plane so that the motifs will form mirror image of each other in two-dimensional plane. These are the mirror images. It is in case of a plane mirror. It is a plane mirror involving two-fold axis of rotation. This is the mirror planes, three mirror planes involving three-fold axis of rotation. There are four mirror planes involving four-fold axis of rotation and six mirror planes involving six-fold axis of rotation. So these are the plane point groups which are possible in two dimensions. Here the numbers refer to the axis of rotation that are perpendicular to the plane or page, and the M refers to the mirror planes perpendicular to the page. So this is a motif, this is a motif occurring in the plane of the paper, and this plane is perpendicular to the plane of the paper, and these two they form the mirror image of each other. Similarly, here we are having two mirror planes perpendicular to the plane of the paper, and this is the arrangement of motifs. So the first aim in these cases that it refers to the set of mirror planes that is repeated by the rotational symmetry. In the second M, wherever it is present, it represents a set of mirror planes that bisects the first set. Here, it is to be noted that this number of mirror planes is exactly the same as that of the number associated with its rotational axis. If it is axis of 3-fold, it has 3 mirror planes. If it is axis of 6-fold, it has 6 mirror planes. If it is axis of 4-fold, it has 4 mirror planes. 4 mirror planes. So, this is the symmetry that is associated with the arrangement of motifs in a plane that involves 10 types. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. These are the axis of symmetry. M involves mirror plane, 2 mm axis with mirror plane, 3 mm axis with mirror plane, 4 mm axis with mirror plane, 6 mm axis with mirror plane. And in these planes we cannot expect the 2 bar, 3 bar, 4 bar axis. We can write because it is a planar arrangement of atoms. So these are not possible in planar arrangement. Here you have to think of 3-dimensional pattern. So in plane arrangement we can have these 10 types of arrangement involving axis of rotation and deflection over planes. Now let us discuss what is plane lattice and unit mesh. In this 2-dimensional arrangement, how many plane lattices can be expected? Any motif can be represented by a point called as a node. Points or nodes can be translated in one direction or in two directions by a unit translation vector or by two translation vectors in order to produce a 2-dimensional array of points which are called as planar lattice or plane net or plane mesh. Simple translation of nodes in two directions produces 5 types or 5 basic types of 2-dimensional patterns. The smallest unit of such meshes which contain at least one node and the unit translation vectors are called as unit meshes or unit nets and contain all the information necessary to produce the layers of 2-dimensional pattern. The unit meshes contain only translation symmetry information. So let us see how these 5 basic types of unit meshes are being produced by arrangement of nodes. This arrangement is made on the basis of unit translation vector lengths which may be equal or unequal and on the basis of the angles between them. It may be 90 degree, 60 degree, 120 or any other angle between the vectors. If they have only nodes at the corners, it represents primitive mesh. If you have additional nodes in the center of the mesh, it becomes primitive with a central node. So let us see how this arrangement of atoms or motifs or the nodes can be possible. Let us say a square mesh. So if it is a square mesh, the atoms must have to be arranged in a square pattern. This is vector, this is one vector, this angle is 90 degree. That has been shown here. A is equal to B, this is B, angle between them is 90 degree. So this is this type of arrangement of atoms that will produce square net or square mesh. This is the unit which is found to be repeated. This is the unit which is found to be repeated to produce this planar lattice. If A is not equal to B and the angle is 90 degree, it will ultimately produce a orthonet or a rectangular net. This you can say it is a rectangular net or a orthonet. Ortho means they must be perpendicular to each other. So here this A and B, they are mutually perpendicular to each other. So this is a orthonet. If it equal A is equal to B, it will give rise to square net. So this type of arrangement is possible, and this is the array of points. This is array of points where the nodes repeat, so that it produces rectangular mesh. If the angle is not 90 degree, it is not equal to 60, 90 or 120, but A is equal to B. A is equal to B. It is not 60, 90, 120, any other angle it will be. So it will produce a rhomb-like structure, rhombus. So if we arrange these rhomb shaped bodies in this manner, and we can get in the rhombs, we can get a structure like this. This will be a rectangular mesh with a center represented by a node. So this is the rectangular mesh with node. This may be another node. This may be another rectangular mesh with a central node. So this type of arrangement that comes into picture when we see that the vectors A are equal to B. A makes the angle with B which is not equal to 60, 90 or 120, and cos of gamma is equal to A by 2B. In this condition, the mesh that we get here, this is the mesh, it becomes a rectangle with a body center. It is otherwise called as diamond net. So this is another type of net possible from this type of arrangement. A is equal to B, A angle B is not 60, not 90, not 120. If A is not equal to B, in this case, same case is repeated here, but AB angle is not equal to 90 degree. Here A is equal to B, but if A is not equal to B and AB angle is any other angle other than 90, then it will also produce a rhomb-like shape, rhombus-like, or it will give parallelogram. It will produce, because A is not equal to B, it will produce parallelogram. It is parallelogram. These are the parallelograms possible. So parallelogram net. So if the atoms are arranged like this, we'll get parallelograms like this. If this type of arrangement is there, it is called oblique net or oblique mesh or Kleino net. A is not equal to B and B angle is not 90 degree. So this is fourth type. So we have square type, we have rectangle type, rectangle with the central point type, which is diamond type, then oblique type or Kleino net, where A and B is not equal in length, angle is not 90 degree, we get parallelogram type of nets. Then fifth type is a hexagonal mesh, which is possible when A is equal to B, A and B angle is 60 degree, and in that case we'll get, this is the arrangement, A is equal to B, this is the arrangement. So we are getting these rhombus shaped bodies, rhombs, and here if we take into account these rhombs joined together, we will get a central point like this, or it will be hexagonal in nature, hexagonal mesh. This will be hexagonal mesh. This will be like this. This will be like this. So this will be like this. So the hexagonal mesh. So in hexagonal mesh, we see how this is one rhombus, this is another rhombus, this is another rhombus. This has been shown here. This type of arrangement will produce a hexagonal mesh. This is a hexagonal mesh. Hexagonal net unit cell with rhomb shaped body, 3 rhomb shaped meshes joined together, leaving no gap between them, produce a hexagonal mesh. So these are the 6 types of meshes or unit cells possible in planar arrangement of atoms, and when you combine these 5 meshes with 10 symmetry types as we have discussed in the planar point groups, if we join together, then there can be 17 such arrangements or 17 planar lattices that ultimately combine 10 planar point groups with 5 types of lattices or unit meshes. So let us discuss what are these plane lattice groups that takes into account both the axis of symmetry along with reflection and mirror planes, which get linked with these meshes and the operations such as glide, reflection over a plane, and with central meshes. If we see those type of arrangements, then 17 such possible arrangement of nodes can be possible, and these 17 types are possible in nature, which give rise to plane lattice groups. Let us see what are those plane lattice groups. When the 10 plane point groups are combined with 5 unit meshes in all ways that are compatible, a total of 17 plane lattices are recognized on the basis of total symmetry of the planar lattices. Note that these symmetries involve what they involve? They involve translation free symmetry operation along with rotation and reflection, or they may involve translation and compound symmetry operations such as glide reflection. These are the 2 types of symmetry that links the 10 plane point groups with 5 meshes to give rise to 17 types of arrangements. The table below shows how 17 plane lattice groups are possible by taking into account 10 plane point groups and 5 plane lattices. The primitive lattices are represented by P. Central lattices are represented by C. The axis of rotation perpendicular to the plane is 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. and mirror planes perpendicular to the plane of the plane paper by M, and the glide planes perpendicular to the plane of the paper by G. So we have 5 lattices: oblique lattice or Kleiner lattice. It can be possible having one-fold axis of rotation and two-fold axis of rotation. And in case of one-fold rotation axis, the arrangement may be like this. They will not be in. They cannot be correlated. These points cannot be correlated by any axis of two-fold, three-fold, four-fold, six-fold symmetry. So this type of arrangement is not in any order, not in this type of pattern, not in this type of pattern. Here, like this. They can be correlated with any axis of symmetry. So in case of oblique arrangement, there can be one point group, that is one fold and two fold, and accordingly the plane point group or the plane lattice group will be P1 and P2. If it is rectangular or orthogonal, then it can have one plane, two planes, one plane involving mirror, one plane involving glide, one plane with center. It is two planes with glide and mirror, two planes with two glides, and two planes along with center. These are possible. This arrangement of atoms are possible to produce this type of plane group. So this is involving rectangular net. If you take into square net, so it will be definitely four-fold, or it will be 4 mm type. 4 axis of four-fold, it will give rise to 4p. 4 mm will give rise to p4 mm, p4 along with glide and mirror. These 3 types. Here 2 types, here 3 types, here 4 types. Then here it is 3 types. In hexagonal, primitive rhomboidal type, 3 and 3m, P3, P3m1, P3 1m. These are 3 types. Then in 6-fold primitive, 6-fold mirror planes. So this is 2. So all these are 2, 3, 4, 3, 3, 2. This will give rise to 17 planar groups possible in nature. So thus we have 10 point groups, 5 lattices. They combine together, they give rise to 17 planar lattice groups. And these lattice groups, if they develop in 3 dimensions, they may give rise to 230 space groups possible, and they can give rise to 32 point groups. 32 point groups along with 14 Bravais lattices linked with 20 types of rotational axis, 5 types of mirror planes along with glide. If we combine all these together, then in nature there can be possible 230 space groups spread over 32 point groups or 32 classes of crystals. Thank you all for giving a patient hearing to my talk.